Creating the current garden has been very hard work, but also very rewarding. We were joined by many participants. Some helped with the manual work, others share their knowledge of growing these amazing herbs and spices. And I think without that knowledge, we wouldn't be seeing some of the herbs and spices that we're seeing here today.
I met Kamal. It sounded really an exciting project when she said that they were going to grow herbs and spices for medicinal purposes and share knowledge, and it sounded, you know, just the kind of thing that we should be interested in.
A lot of sharing in terms of how to plant things, when to pick things, when to prune things. These are all things that come from the participants. I mean, I know, sometimes I've been in the garden, I'm looking at things, oh, should I do this? And then suddenly I get a tap on my shoulder, no, don't touch that one yet, it's not ready, wait another week for it. So, that sharing has been really good. And for me, I think it's been a big learning curve in terms of how you do plant things and how you look after them.
In this area, we had a lot of ground elder was in these beds here, and there was also a very tough grass, an ornamental grass that was really past its best, and digging that out and lifting that out took a considerable amount of effort. And
Kingston Environmental Centre staff who said, it will be really good if you do it this way, because obviously we should be looking to having gardens that are more organic and more eco-friendly, and that's one of the things that they go out into the community to do.
We make room for hedgehogs and snails, then you've got a whole ecosystem there that works together. And that's what I want to promote. I found that wonderful, the amount of sharing that goes on. People are only too happy to say what happens in their country or their culture and help us all to learn. And if only the whole world could be like that, what a wonderful place it would be.
This is the ginger. This is come from India, China. I've seen it in India. Looks like plant like just like an onion come out like that.
So how deep do you want to?
This side, put it in half inch and half inch, and put it here. And this one should be in front. Now, after 2 weeks, it will come up shoot like an onion sort of shoot will be come out. And if you cover it a bit for a week, it will come out quickly.
How much do you water it?
Water not much, be little bit wet down there.
Okay.
And cover it plastic thing, and it will be after 2 weeks. If you hot weather, week will be come out.
Yes.
And if you like a normal weather, it will be 2 weeks to come out. Green shoot will be come out. And put it here.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and need to be cover it.
This small one next to me is ginger, which is a bit difficult to grow in this country, except this year, because this year we have very warm and humid weather. So this one grows very well here.
There are other groups that also use the centre, so we thought it would be really good to try and bring these groups together, because they all share the same garden. So we have Milab involved, we have Saheli involved, we have Kingston Chinese Association involved, and we also have MENA involved, who all meet here on different days at different times. So with this project, we've managed to bring them together to work together, so they all come to the workshops, and through that we've been sharing.
I also quite enjoy in learning from other groups that how to actually plant and when to plant those items. And from our group, myself have contributed this Mexican chili, Christella Choi contribute the goji berry.
Discussing about different types of herbs and spice and what does it good to the human body. And we found that over the hundreds and thousands years, this comes from China. And we have been using it in China for a long time. And we can make use of it to make for cooking, for making soup.
They were picked from my garden 2 months ago, and I closed it and and now a couple of hours ago I take it out, and now you can see the color is very bright and red, and it's ready to be used. And I can put it in the soup or congee, rice congee, or make it into the jelly, dessert. Yeah, and also I've got some dry ones, and they do keep well because you put it in the jar and put it in the cupboard whenever you need it. You just take it out and let it soak in water, and then it can be used again. My soup is almost ready. Then I put the gooseberry in. Just like that. Then put a good handful or two in. I can cook it now for 20 minutes, 15 minutes low cook. Doesn't take long because they are very small and they are soft. It's just the flavor gets in. Potato, tomatoes, carrots.
So the museum in Reading, we all went there as part of our spice project. It was really, really good, very interesting. We went through each and every room where firstly they showed us all the rural history about spices and things like that. Some of it we could relate to it because some of it was kind of related to India as well.
And that's partly because hellebore is a poison. And it was known as a poison, but sometimes a poison in small quantities can do some good. And we know that it was sometimes given to animals when nothing else would work.
How herbs have been used as part of medicines as well as in cooking for many, many generations. And we undertook a bit of research into those collections, and we've been making things like lotions, using our herbs but also our collections.
Thereafter, they took us out to the herb garden, and that was just excellent because it was more interactive. In our project, like one of the things we are growing is ginger. Fantastic. And ginger has an amazing medicinal properties. We use it for babies when they have, cough, cold, stuff like that, or for adults as well.
But actually the medicinal properties, as we've discussed today so far, actually are very significant and have been so for many hundreds and thousands of years.
We were encouraged to make our own perfumes, our own sort of stuff that we could take home with us. So that was really interesting because all of us got really well into it.
So it's very antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. So also if you've got kind of ulcers in your mouth, if you put a sage leaf against it, it's said to help bring the ulcer down. Or any kind of cuts in your mouth, a sage leaf, put it straight on and it's supposed to help. We've sort of doing the investigating, we look in the archives, and we've also looked online at what people are doing now. A lot of people nowadays, this is almost making a bit of a resurgence actually, because people don't like the chemicals in toothpaste and things, and they've been using dried sage. But we've got a lovely sage bush in the garden, so we thought, why not use what we've got?
I didn't know that sage was actually very good for digestive as well as for your teeth. So this is a new thing for me, and I've looked at sage and I don't know what to do with it, so I leave it.
Now you know.
Now I know. We also did a little workshop where we made hand lotions, and it was with glycerine and rose water, which was very interesting.
Feel free. Does anybody else want to try a bit of the hand lotion that's in?
Colondi is a spice that I have in my cupboard and I use in my cooking. The best remedy that I found that my mum told me about is one of these. So just to make one of these, all you need is, you should have muslin cloth, but you know what we can do with things around the house. So this is a J cloth that I cut up, but you need to ground it. So I try to do it in pestle and mortar. So you're just basically grinding it. So good workout for your arms. This is grounded, and so all I did is to make things easier. Sometimes we don't always have everything in the house, so a rubber band, everybody has one of those, and then just tie it round, and it's secure. There's this little pod, and it smells really nice. And if you smell it, it gets rid of blocked noses as well.
It is very, very informative, and with all the apparatus and the things we have seen in the museum, and especially the use in the farming and all, it reminded of our village at home, because when we were in the home and go on the farm, You get to see all the other apparatus, what they have kept it in here, how we use it. The different shape, but it is always used by everybody.
So what you can see laid out on the table here is some books and some archive materials from some of our closed access collections. So Claire's just shown you our open access library where researchers can go and browse the shelves and take books themselves. For some of the more valuable and some of the more fragile items, we keep those in repositories, and members of staff can retrieve those for members of the public to look at.
We use for our own project, especially this ginger is very common one, even the ginseng as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You're given a bit of history and very often illustrations, and then sometimes, as you say, recipes or advice on growing them yourself.
Yeah, it can be used both ways, in the cooking as well as a remedy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is just one of the examples of this type of work that we've got in our library.
It's introduced to England in about 1600. It's brought over here from America, and its use, like you said there, you've mentioned, for things such as colds, because it's quite a strong, it's a strong flavour as well. It cuts through things. So like we might use today for colds, you might mix ginger and lemon in a tea to help with sore throats and colds. That's the kind of use they were using it for, as well as to flavour foods. So it's establishing it in this country in the 1600s.
There was a herb garden in Jeffrey Museum as well. And that was quite interesting as well, because it was like, I mean, the aroma, the smells were just amazing. As soon as you walk through, like, okay, what's this, what's that? And there were a lot of plants that we discovered were absolutely like just amazing.
We saw the horseradish plant first time over there, and because always we heard about lots about horseradish, but never knew that how it grows on which form. So that was quite exciting. Turmeric is a very important part of spice we use in our cooking, and it is being grown into Far East in India quite a lot. This is my spice box, and I use it all the spices in my cooking all the time. And this is the turmeric powder, which is used all the time, and it helps, it gives the color to the all our curries and all, but at the same time it helps the digestion as well. This is the turmeric plant, which we grew in Milap Center 3 months ago, and now it has come up like this. This is how the turmeric is there. You can see once we take it out, harvest it from the plant, then the yellow one is the turmeric itself, so it comes into this form. And this is the second one, which is used a lot for the medical purposes, and it is called amba haldal as well, but it is not a yellow, it is a white color. Taste of it is like a mango, that's why it's called amba haldi as well, while this one is bit bitter in the taste. And once it is ready, and when we dry it, then it comes into this form. So it's dry turmeric. Then after the dry, what we do is, because we cannot use in the food like this, so we have to do is crush it, and then it comes into the powder form, and this is the form we use it on our cooking. When the turmeric is in the green form, directly we got it out from the pot. At that time what we do is we make a pickle as well. So we just chop it in and then put it in little salt and lemon, and then have this one every day in the morning, and with your like a salad or with your lunch or anything like that, because this one has got the property, they got lots of curcumin in there, and which helps us in purifying the blood, and also it helps in the cholesterol and everything.
Okay, today I'm going to plant ajwain plant, which is also called bishop's herb. It's good and excellent health properties, as well as it's brilliant for cooking. This ajwain plant, we grew this at the Milap Center as part of our spice project. The pods will come out, and then you have to dry out the seeds from that, and that's your ajwain seeds. Like, I think we planted them in March, and it was just really lovely, because from the time you planted the seed, you could see it grow, and that's just so nice, because there's so much more interactive, because every day you come and has the plant grown, and it was just really exciting. So I've been a great believer in ajwain, because it has so many good sort of herbal properties in it as well. We've got ajwain. This is something you will find in every Asian household, but like, it's a very versatile spice. It has got lots of medicinal purposes, as I said, for digestion, for acidity. Pulses are very, very good with protein, it's full of protein, but with some pulses you need that little help to digest, so then it doesn't have any other implications. So therefore we use it a lot for cooking in that way. When babies are colicky, yeah, like it's either because like either they're using the cow's milk or the normal milk and it doesn't suit them, you can actually make ajma milk, which helps them to digest. So when you actually making the formula out of the powder, you just boiled a little bit water with a little bit of ajma and then use your like formula milk in that. That way it helps babies with colicky pain. So like these kind of recipes have been handed down through generations. So like I got it from my mom, my mother-in-law, all these elderly aunties, and it's definitely tried and tested method. It really has helped so many within our family, with friends. So and because it works, you do hand it down. There's definitely no side effects from it, and that's the best thing. In a lot of Asian families, you'll find this, like ajwain seeds, roasted. It's got sesame seeds and it's got anise seeds. So the actual ajwain helps with digestion, neutralize the acids, so it does help with digestion a lot.
And I think having eco-friendly organic garden it's a win-win, because you're preserving the land because you're not using peat for your compost, but then also giving the wildlife in your garden to grow, to flourish, because you're not using pesticides and you're not using any other chemical. क्या है ये वाला? ये chili है, chili?
Chili.
वो basil.